Yishai, Jesse, he's the eighth son. He's also standing or symbolizing the eighth day, beyond the seven, beyond time and space. The eighth day in Hebrew, Shmone. Shmone is the number eight, but also the letters of Shmone create the word Neshama, soul. So he stands for the soul. Also for the word Milah, which has a value of 85, which is also beyond space and time, eternal. This is for now, Anna. If you want, you can join our sessions. Impressions or questions? Shelton, Felipe, Jill, Fernando, Andre.
I did have a question in regard, it's completely different though, to the word salvation.
Mhm.
I was just interested in if you had any information for me.
Um, Salvation in Hebrew, Yeshua, Yeshua. It holds the three letters of Sha'ah. Sha'ah is an hour in Hebrew. So in a way, the salvation is within the frame of time. Every moment of the day, we can create of how do you say, feel salvation if there is connection. It's not something abstract. Salvation. Does it make any sense? Fernando, Felipe, Shelton, you participate in the sessions?
Yes, it's interesting that salvation is the same name as Joshua. Joshua,
Yes.
and it's exactly the same name.
Mhm.
Joshua. Joshua means salvation.
Yes.
So I think it's pretty related with what we were talking in the beginning of the class.
Mhm.
To not look at the things concretely, maybe to see beyond the space and time, to be used to see the symbol behind the scene, something like this came to my mind. Not know that I know how to do it, but it's a concept that I have in my heart.
Thank you.
In a way, what is salvation? To sense or to listen to our heart every moment and to see where the heart wants to go. Sha'ah. Sha'ah is hour or time in general. Yes? And because the heart, the soul, they sense all this communication system. And they sense every moment what is happening or the tendency, and to be connected to the heart or what comes to us if we're not occupied, for instance, with the frontal brain, with the mechanical. So we are more available for Joshua, for the hour, for the moment, for dreaming, for the money, life. All of those terms are connected.
Eti, it's pretty related from what we were saying in the beginning of the class,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sorry to bring again the psychological
You don't
approach, but
you don't need to sorry because it's one thing, We are accustomed to divide it psychology, biology, It's
yes,
one thing.
in the psychology, Jung says all that the salvation always came from the repressed side, the dark side. So from the moon, from everything that you were saying before.
I think it once I heard a lecture about astronomy, and they said that 96% of the universe, 96% is like empty space, a dark material, 96%. To the 96, add the 4 letters of the tetragrammaton, and we are at 100. Me'ah in Allah is a cubic, spiritual cubic. So you see, the most, and we can look at planet Earth. If we see this from space, we see our blue marble, our planet Earth, the beautiful blue marble. But from the space around the planet, what do we see?
Darkness.
Darkness. Very good.
And Eti, just that you said that David was the 8th son.
Yes. Yes.
He was the rejected one, right?
Yes.
He wasn't the first son. He was.
No, he was rejected, and his father's was ashamed in him. All the brothers and the mother as well, they were ashamed in him. They hid him in a barn because his father, Jesse, Ishai, fell for the maid. And he told the maid, go make yourself beautiful at night, and I shall meet you in the room. And he wanted to be with the maid, but the maid, she was loyal to his wife. And she told his wife that this is what her husband asked, Ishai, Jesse. So the lady of the house, his wife, told the maid, thank you for telling me the story. And at night, his wife, lawful wife, made herself beautiful. It was night. She entered the room, but Yishai, Jesse, did not know that he is with his wife. In his thoughts, he was sure that he is spending the night with the maid that he fell in love with or felt attracted to. But he was in action with his lawful wife. And from this night, David came. And David did not look like his mother or father or 7 brothers. He looked very different. And everybody was ashamed because he came in a way, and David was aware of that, of the fact, and he was mentioning it in one of his psalms, that Ba'avon chulalti, I was conceived in sin, because his father was thinking of another woman. So since he was born that different and awkward, and he did not look like everyone of the family, they put him in a barn. They sent him to shepherd the sheep outside of Bethlehem because they were ashamed. So he was rejected. And again, his conceivement also happened in a night, not just at night, but his father, Yishai, was not aware of which woman he's with. Like Jacob. Jacob had the same thing with Leah. He made agreement with Laban about Rachel, your youngest daughter, Rachel, we are speaking at. But at night, Leah came, and he was sure that he is with Rachel. But in the morning, and he saw it was Leah. He didn't know. Also in Judah and Tamar's story, we have the same thing. Tamar covers herself with a scarf, and Judah does not know with whom he is at the moment He didn't know that this is his daughter-in-law that was married or in relations with both of his sons that died. He didn't know. Also, Lot did not know about his daughters. And so on. Many things we don't know. We appreciate more knowing than unknowing or unconscious. We can look at our culture now. Even when the night comes, we see like lights all over the place. In former times, when the night comes, we don't leave the house. People do not go in the forest because it's dark. Today, everything is illuminated. We can have 24/7. It's not a criticism, just a description of what's happening in our time. So we have trains and airplanes 24/7, and everything is illuminated, and people can go for a walk at night on the promenade. There's light, there are cell phones, there's communication. Just a little survey. Questions? Shelton? Fernando, Gia?
No, it's a structure. I'm just wondering because it's a very beautiful secret that we don't know where our action will lead. No, and sometimes even it could be as a bad action, but results in the salvation. So how can we know? We don't know. It's like surrendering, like
Yes, we never. This is it. This is why in Yom Kippur, when you brought this, and also Felipe at the beginning, that the sun and the moon, they have the same size or height, spiritual height. This is what happens in the Day of Atonement. Demonstrated with bicycle that they have the same size and cycles. But also in the Day of Atonement, the high priest used to bring two kinds of billy goats. Their shape and their size is similar. And he doesn't know. This is why he put like how do you say fortune on them. How do you say he himself does not know. The high priest Kohen Gadol does not know which is good and which is so. He takes two billy goats and one of them, and he puts his palms on top of their heads. He says something, and the one who is like inner goes to the temple, and the one who's like external or symbolizes external actions or mechanical actions, he runs to the desert and falls into pieces. And the billy goat that symbolizes the soul run into the temple. So the high priest himself, in the Day of Atonement, when the sun and the moon are equal together, he himself does not know. So in a way, nature takes its course. The innocent will run into the temple. The non-innocent one will run into the desert and fall from a cliff and will cease to exist because it's just external. We never know, even the high priest does not know. The nature takes its course. This is it. Or the cause of causes.
And yet we have a secret here that once in the class you said that David Ben Yassai gives the gematria of salvation as well. Do you remember?
Yes, yeah, sure. Yes. David Ben Ishai has the same value like Yeshua, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, like Jesus. David Ben Ishai. Never. And this brings a lot of humility because any thoughts or impressions? Jill, Gentle, Fernando. I
Um,
see your beautiful. I see the whiteboard, the concept board now. Thank you so much. It's the first time. I see the verses, the beautiful work. Jill, I see also. Yes, Jill. First time I see it. Thank you. Yes, Jill.
oh, I was just saying I was watching this stream board and just looking at the everything that was being written up here. It's interesting.
Yes. And now you're writing Fernando. Yes, 386. Yes. The big baby shine. And Dora. Yes. Beautiful. Questions or thoughts?
No, it's excellent. It's just to thank you. If we could apply this tradition that we don't know what is good or what is bad, from where the salvation comes, I think would be a great teaching for every one of us, because we are not in control, right?
Yes. Verse comes to me 1 second about Joshua, and when they were having this walk in the desert, he was assisting Moses. And in Exodus 33:11, 1 second, Exodus, let's bring it. Exodus 33:11. There is a beautiful verse. Let's bring it. 1 second, 11. Let me find it. Yeah. I'll put it in Slack, and can you put it on the white board here? Who has Slack open and can read Exodus 33:11?
I can read it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Exodus 33, starting at 1.
11. The relation between Moses, how Moses has the relation with the infinite, and how Joshua, because both of them working together in the 40 years of walking in the desert, Moses has one aspect of relation and Joshua has another aspect. Please read verse 11 and we see how does it work.
Okay. And the Lord spoke unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he would return into the camp. But his minister Joshua the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tent.
Thank you so much. ומשרתו יהושע בן נון נער לא ימיש מתוך האוהל. He does not move from the tent. What is the tent? Concealment. dark, like Indian tent. Joshua is in the tent, and Moses is speaking to the infinite face to face. Panim and panim. Panim is also not just inner and face, it's also frontal. Like man speak to his friend. And when he returns to the camp, Joshua, his assistant, in the camp as in the tent as the moon. Do you see the relation already here in the verse?
Yes, yes. The
Very
sun and
good.
the moon.
The
Yes,
sun and the moon.
excellent.
You see?
Yeah, thank you.
You can see in a way that Moses is the man face to face conversation between man, and Joshua is like the woman or the feminine aspect in the tent. You see also the relation. Man is the one who goes to the world, business, conversations, connections, and the woman is just, you see those relations? Can you
Yes,
see?
right
Yes,
there. Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
See that? Can you see? Okay. You don't have to agree. It's just an offering. It's attentive.
But it fits perfectly at it. And Joshua is, it's Ben Nun. It's son of the Nun of the 8th day of the 50 doors of understanding,
Yes.
the Binah, you know. And he's in the tent. It seems that he is in the inner world. He is the, like Leah. He represents
Yes.
what Leah represents.
Yes, excellent. And this is the complaint that Miriam later and Aaron complained about Moses. Why did he withdraw from Zipporah and he's not serving the people of Israel? And we are also prophets, Aaron and Miriam, and we are still married, both of us, and we are serving the people while Moses has to withdraw from Zipporah and his wife and serving the people of Israel. This is the same. Because
Incredible.
what does it mean to serve the people of Israel? They're complaining about, so to speak, Isha Kushit, like a dark woman that he had taken. And some Bible translated that he married Ethiopian woman, and then it's not about races or something. Dark woman in Aramaic, Kushia. Hebrew Kushit is dark, but in Aramaic Kushia is question. People have so many questions and troubles. And in a way, Moses withdrew from his personal wife in a personal realm, and he dedicated his life to the whole Israeli subconscious. He took upon himself the load of the community. The whole community is like a woman for Moses. And the whole community is like Leah for him, the hidden in the tent, like Leah for Jacob. When his private wife, Zipporah, is like Rachel. Did I go too far, or you can put all of this, how you say, puzzle together? Because it's very parallel systems and names all the time. Is it clear?
It's amazing. For me, it's amazing, Eti, because it's the same structure from Jacob. Moses has two wives, Zipporah and the children of Israel.
Yes, and he has to.
Yes.
Please continue.
It's amazing because it's the structure of creation that we see in Bereshit as well, in Genesis 1. You know, the Weinreb says that the third day represents Jacob, because we have that structure. Because we have that structure on the third day, we have two acts, the two wives, and in the sixth day we have also two acts, like two wives. That would be Moses. I'm just saying that it's a structure, it's not a story, and it's amazing what you brought. So I thank you.
You're welcome. And all of this because we were saying that Joshua was like Leah in the tent. Yes, because Moses is like the sun, because Philippa brought it in the beginning of the conversation that Moses is like the sun, face-to-face relation. And Joshua is the inner of the unconscious. In a way, the unconscious is entering the promised land. Moses stops his service against the Jordan River at Mount Nebo. He stops the service. And Joshua enters the subconscious, enters the children of Israel to the promised land. The son of Israel, Bnei Israel, is not just a racist or ethnic structure, it's the children of the tree of life. Once we were demonstrating in class how the name Israel, which has a value of 541, is a sum up of the whole 10 spheres. If we take the names of the 10 spheres in Hebrew, and we take the abbreviation, meaning every first letter from each sphere, and we sum them up together, we arrive at 541. So the children of Israel is another name for the children of the tree of life. What is the tree of life in us? The aspects of us which are infinite living, they inherit the promised land. Or those aspects in us inherit the promised land, because the promised land is not a geographical territory, but only the subconscious can enter this realm. Yes, this is Joshua in us. And we mentioned that the value of Joshua is 391, or 3911, which is the value of the three letters of the tetragrammaton, the letters Yahu with the filling of the letter Aleph. Basically like Tal. Tal is the fuel or the spirit. So the spirit enters. In other words, to summarize all the numbers, is the spirit that enters the promised land, not the matter. Questions or thoughts or impressions? Felipe is here. Welcome, Felipe. Nice to see you and to hear you. Questions, impressions, thoughts?
I was just thinking about this aspect of the night when Leah is it's brought to Jacob, and also Tamar story, and it's interesting because it is in the night, the aspect of the moon or Joshua or the hidden, that that I don't know how to express it, but like important or first acts are being conceived, or like the story of David. It is made in the hidden. It's made the conception is in the hidden. It is in the night. I wonder if it's like God had to hide the truth from the humanity, so humanity could perform the righteous. Because if we see face to face like Moshe, we do not choose the right thing. We will choose the wrong ways. So the Lord hides from the humanity, because I think our will it's too weak or something like that. I was just thinking about this.
We cannot stand. We could not stand in those standards. So the truth is hidden from us.
Eti,
Yes. Yes.
we have that saying on the Zohar, book of Zohar, that says that Adonai is a devouring fire. And the sages ask us, who can cleave to God? And it seems that only through the feminine, through the moon, through the Shekhinah, through the darkness, that is possible to cleave to the higher. Because when Moses was facing face to face the Lord in the Mount Sinai, it has a cloud, the kavod, the glory of and the people could not see the Lord, only the kavod, maybe, I don't know. I'm just wondering what you could say about this path to the one, through the darkness, this path to the one, because it's the only way to be in relationship with this, it seems.
Yes. Because when we are little, like also the name of Leah is associated with feeling. There is a part in our human head structure at the back, above the nape. It's like when people make ponytail, let's say, when usually people make ponytail. And in this place, there is, have you heard the term tefillin? Tefillin? Here, about the term of putting the tefillin or something. Have you heard this term?
It is it the
Yes.
Psalms?
It is what, Felipe?
I thought it was like Hebrew term to Psalms.
It is in a way, okay, tefillin and tehillim, okay. Fernando, are you familiar with the name tefillin?
Yes.
Yes. Can you describe what it is? Is it?
In English, it's a little difficult to me, but it's a thing that is to use it to make the prayer. It's
Yes.
a dress code, let's say. It's a pair of boxes that we have to put in the head, right? It to fortify and to make the prayer, and to also put in the arm also the
Oh
tefillin.
yeah.
Next to the heart. Yes. So the bond of tefillin, because it's like like a dress for a man to have a fire. There is one box in his forehead, and there's another one on his left arm next to the heart. But there's a bond between the mind and the heart, and the bond of the tefillin, Kesher tefillin, is at the nape, or at this point of where girls or boys they have a ponytail. This is, so to speak, the subconscious place in us. And in the book of Zohar, we find a reference that this place is where the bond Kesher Tefillin is associated with Leah. Leah, or a verse from the Song of Songs, Dalat Roshech Ka'argaman. Dalat is like from Delet, the door the door of the head. Dalat is also pour, it's like also to bucket. When we bucket, li is a bucket, so when we take water from or withdraw water from the well, it's also li has to do, excuse me, with the letters Dalat, li, and so go back to this verse from Song of Songs, Dalat Roshech Ka'argaman, where we bucket the water from the well. Dalat is from Delet. Delet is a door. So the door or the bucket to withdraw the water from the well is where? At the back of our head, above the knee. This is what the bond of Tefillin is. Do you understand, Fernando?
Yes. Yes, it. Thank you. Yes.
So Leah, in other words, also we see in the symbolism of Tefillin as well, Leah is associated with the unknown, with the kesher, with the bind of the door, the back door, and to the night, to the unconscious. This is the key. We are trained to be as performance or like people who conquer the world, to be big like the sun, but the key is the unconscious. This is Dalat Roshech Ka'argaman is a verse from Song of Songs. And Argaman is not just purple, it's color, but Argaman is abbreviation of the 5 angels. So, Dalat Roshech Ka'argaman, the door of your head, the door for your head contains an entry point for the 5 angels. What are the 5 angels? The source and the forest manifestation. Let me find this. Dalat Roshech Ka'argaman, Song of Song. Dalat Roshech. Did you understand? This is Song of Song 7, 6. Song of Song 7, 6. I put it here on Slack. Song of Song 7, 6. Roshech alaich ככרמל, thy head upon thee is like Carmel, ודלת ראשך כארגמן. They say here, and the hair of thy head like purple, but it's not the hair. Dalat Roshech is a door, the door to our head is like not purple, but is like the 5 angels, or the one at the full hand perspective, the source and the 4 letters of the tetragrammaton. This is the entering point. And the rest of the verse is Melech Asur Barehatim. The king is held captive in the tresses. There are, meaning the king, the infinite one, can, in a way, is like captured. Why? Because he can give us only in relation to our vessels. The King of Kings, the Infinite, always wants to influence, but he is binded. He is independent on our vessel to receive. Melech Asur Barehatim, the king which is captive in Rehatim, is the way or the canals in which we hold the water to water the sheep or the cows, rehatim. Rehatim is the place, the water canals that the sheep they come to drink from one source. And the water sources is a symbolism for how much the infinite wants to grant us, but he can grant us only according to our vessel to receive. Nothing that will harm us. He wants to give us everything, but as in relation to a vessel, like we don't give a steak for a baby. Baby cannot chew a steak. He has to drink milk. So it's in relation to our ability to digest life. So, dear friends, questions or impressions?
Just to thank you, Eti, thank you, Jill, Felipe, Andre, and Shelton, and friends from YouTube as well. It was great to be here.
Thank you for your cooperation, conversing, and using sources and writing and painting on the concept board and streaming it onto YouTube and bringing the question from YouTube and cooperating with the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Eti. Thank you, all friends.
Thank you so much. And see you tomorrow.
Okay, everybody. Shalom.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Shalom, Shalom.
Thank
Good,
you.
good to hear you, Shelton. See you tomorrow.